Hello everyone, Bill Batson here, Batson Enterprises, continuing our Meet the Family, Meet the Team video series that we got going on here. Today, I have the honor and the pleasure of introducing my Uncle Mickey. He is my dad's oldest brother. He is the eldest of the Batson family. He's been in this industry for 25 years. I have a nickname, I call him Uncle Slicky. He's a heck of a guy. We have a good relationship, and I'm here to introduce you to him today. So, first of all, my Uncle Mickey.
Good afternoon. And also I call Bill Fast Willie.
Here we go. There you go. The bantering starts. All right. No, we're good with it, though. Tell us how you started in this industry, Uncle.
Well, I was kind of sitting around and kind of semi-retired, and your dad called me one day, and he said, I got a whole bunch of blanks that Penn Fishing Tackle was making for Sabre Rod Company, about 800 and something, and I was thinking maybe you might want to buy them and take them on the road. And I thought, well, gee, that's an interesting proposition. So anyway, I bought all of them. They were blanks that were they were working on. They had a trademark for to make them, and the actions were off a little bit. So anyway, I obviously bought them and then loaded them up into an Audi car that I had. It's pretty funny. Took out the front seat, cut out the back seat, the steel that was in the back, and loaded up as many as I could.
How long were they?
Oh, they were 7-8 footers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were definitely. And I talked to Bob, and I said, well, I guess what I could do is just start up the coast of California, and I'll stop at the landings. And that's what I did. And I think the first one I sold about 20 blanks, and that was in Ventura. Went up to Santa Barbara, and the fellow there said, well, gee, my rod builder's out fishing, and there's 4 boats, and they're coming in a little while. Could you stick around? I said, sure. So when they came in, the rod builder, he grabbed a bunch of his buddies off the boat and came running over to the car and opened up the trunk, and I had to laugh because they were just pulling blanks out of the car, and I was selling them for, $15 to $18. I mean, they were, I don't recall, $60 to $80 blanks, and did all of that, and then that rod builder told me about somebody else up the coast. I stopped at this lady's house who was pretty well known up on up in the Central California, and went to her house, and her house was set up like a store. Had cases and everything and all these rods, and anyway, then she bought a bunch, and it just went on and on like that. And of course, then I went to Sacramento, and nephew Kerry, your cousin, took me out to a couple stores and stuff. And after that, I just went down the 99 highway and stopped in different towns, and I'd just look in the phone book. And I remember calling your dad from Modesto, California. It was about 108 degrees.
Modesto. And
I called your dad, and he says, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm standing in 108 degree weather at a 7-Eleven on this stupid phone. And he laughed and laughed. And I said, and you're in an air-conditioned office. But anyway, did all of that, went down, and your dad told me a couple other people that he knew of that bought from a company he ran then. And saw them, and it was fun. It was just great. 800
blanks.
I don't remember how many I took with me, but I had it really full of the blanks. And I ended up selling all of them pretty fast because people were calling me then because they were referred and stuff and everything. Sure. Then I don't recall, maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks later, your dad called me and said, we need somebody to go out and go to the stores, and we're only doing this amount of business with stores, and there's something like 5,000 stores plus in California. So that's what I did. I went and got some components and things, and went and visited the stores. But actually, what happened was I found that once I met some rod builders, they were telling me of other rod builders that worked from their garages.
Sure.
And I would meet people, and I would go up to Embryville, California, and met a great guy there. And after we had met a couple times, he had, 5 to 10 of his rod builders coming in. And I drive up there from Southern California and just take blanks with me and components. And by this time I had bought a van, loaded it up probably with 1,000 blanks in components, and just went up, and guys were buying out of the van rather. And the funny thing was that when I'd go back a second or third time, these guys would say, "Oh, we know where that part is, it's over here," and they'd be going through, and I'd just be standing there. Anyway, I met a lot of great people. That was the fun part. The real fun part was meeting a lot of great people. And of course, then I went to Sacramento on my trips and stayed with Carrie, and your dad and my brother Jim came up a couple times, and they'd go fishing, and I'd make a pot of spaghetti while they all went with Carrie and that type of stuff. But yeah, from there it just grew, and it was mainly at that time people coming to my house, getting components, getting blanks, and then I moved the operation to El Segundo, California. We had a 1,000-foot basement of the old city hall in El Segundo.
I remember going there.
Yeah, it was a fun place. I had to lay the blanks out horizontally and set up something on the wall because the ceiling, if I remember, was only about 6.5 feet or 7 foot.
I remember it was shallow ceiling.
Yeah, it was fun, and we were there for quite a while. And then, of course, after your dad, my brother, passed away, and I had married a great woman that I had went to high school with, and we met 45 years later. Anyway, we decided to move up here. And so I moved everything up here. And of course now, most of the stuff, 95% of the business or more, is off of the internet. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people. In fact, I talked to a fellow this morning in Colorado that, great people, and you don't get to meet them. At least I don't. You do, because you do a lot of shows and things. And Carrie do. In fact, the fellow this morning, I said, one of these days, before we're not here any longer, we just have to meet. So that's basically what happened during the whole thing. And your dad and I used to talk 5-6 times a day about different things, and talk story, and maybe about one of the fellows I met that your dad knew something. And along all of that time, thinking back now, Penn Fishing Tackle was in Santa Ana, California, and they decided to close that factory. Yep. And so I bid with some other people and bought all the inventory, including Staples, phone system. I remember. Everything. Yep. And that was fun, and it was a chore because we had to get it all done in 3 weeks. So bought all of that and sold everything in that factory, from old wrapping tables that these little Asian women had been working at for years. Yep. And it was fun listening to stories from some of the fellows that worked there for a long time, as you know.
Dick Barnes?
Dick Barnes was great. Your dad used to go there quite a bit after work and pick their brains about materials and everything. And so it's been fun. And I would like to still go out on the road and load up and that. But things have changed. The internet changed everything, as you know. Yes. So that's basically what happened. And
that's pretty cool.
Been fun, yeah.
It's pretty cool. They're one of the original jobbers. I mean, I still travel to California. People still ask about you. Hey, your Uncle Mickey's still around? He used to stop by here. 'Cause like you said, you used to run that whole coastline as a jobber in your van, and people always knew that you had a good deal on stuff. And I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, Utmost obviously is a staple in this industry for the rod builders. A lot of people know who Utmost Enterprises are.
The other good thing is and you brought it up, is that being able to go out and do the jobbing and stuff was along in the same line. Was I have been able to get a lot of closeouts.
Yes.
So that has helped the industry, and I like that because I like bargains, as you know.
Yep.
I turned down a Tommy Bahama shirt for you last night. But
Told you to buy those darn
I know.
things.
You said you're a large. This was an extra large. But anyway.
I like to think I'm a large.
Yeah. Anyway, is the buyouts.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just great. And that's the thing that's helped my business, is that having these buyouts obviously helps the people to do more business, and it helps my business also, because they're obviously, if I buy blanks, they're going to need components and all that type of
all
stuff.
the stuff that goes with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's basically it.
That's cool. Like I said, it's pretty cool because obviously we're family, and having my family, more family in the industry. I got my other cousin, and I got Carrie, and I got my uncle, and I got my mom, and you know, I have people in the industry, and you know, family is obviously very important to us, and we look out for each other. But it's pretty cool having my uncle in the industry, and I get to see him a couple times a week because he lives close by now, and look forward to seeing what the future brings. I mean, I know you're still out there hustling. You know, how old are you now?
I'll be 80 in 2 months. And I think, how the heck did that happen?
I'll be 80 in 2 months. Yeah.
I used to think my grandpa was old when he was 43 or 44.
Yeah, exactly.
And
See,
chased
you're
me
old.
around a tree.
Yeah, you're old.
I know.
Anyways, everybody, I just wanted to introduce you to my Uncle Mickey. And if you ever have any questions in regards to the retail side of the fishing rod components, ALPS Enterprises is the name of the company. And I just want to say thanks to the industry for having us as a family, be able to service the industry for so long. And anyways, my Uncle Mickey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fish on.